Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Kyoto wins. And okay, so this is gonna be weird. So I just sat here for like an hour and recorded this part and was like blah blah blah, and then I'm glancing over at my recording software and I was like, oh fuck, it wasn't recording the audio. So I literally just played for an hour and it didn't record the fucking audio. So I'm really fucking mad because it just sucks, man, because it loses some of the fun. Because I went on rambling for like the first 10 minutes about like YouTube videos that I was watching about butler cafes in Japan and like how fucking amazing it is. And I'm not going to rehash that, and you missed all the fun. So just Google them, watch YouTube videos. It's fucking amazing. And I just can't wait to go to Japan because I'm so going to one of these. There's like a whole Otome Road for sad, lonely people like me. And I was like, oh my God. Japan gets me, man. Anyway, but the thing that sucks too is now I get to read this all over again. So I'm glad I'm really far ahead because I literally spent a little bit too long when I got home from work, like watching YouTube videos about Japan and like crazy shit. And I was like, I gotta record games, and I'm ahead. And it's also good because I can't record as much as I would like to today because I just spent an hour recording a part that didn't have any audio. So, the thing that also sucks is I'm not going to know what... It's going to skip through all the text because I technically have read it all. So that fucking sucks. Yeah. So, there's a couple of things where at the end, I think there was a couple points where it skipped and then it stopped, and we read through a couple of lines. But it sucks because I made the choices. Even though I didn't save the game, I just went back and reopened my save where we saved at the last part. Since we've already made the choices and everything, it's going to skip. It's going to skip the text because it thinks that I've read it all, and I technically have, but not for you guys, and I don't want to just try to do a voiceover for what I videoed but didn't have a voice for. So anyway, so this is gonna be hard. Anyway, we might just actually have to read through all of this at this point on, and because a lot of it was different, so there's some similar things. So I think maybe what we'll do is there are certain things that I know, okay, I think we know we read this before, so we might just kind of skip through it a little bit fast. So, yeah, we might just have to wing it. So, anyway. October 1867. Autumn began to turn to winter, and nothing changed. The Shinsengumi was running out of captains. As soon as dinner ended, Harada and the others who remained left the dining hall. The few men left were working hard to take up the slack. So when Sanin arrived... This was all new stuff. The only people still in the hall were myself and Hijikata. Okita's still his pleasant self, but his condition appears to be worsening. I froze. This didn't seem like the sort of thing I was supposed to hear, but before I could leave, Hijikata replied, "The hell? Not supposed to see you here anyway, but... What are you bringing up Soji for? Something bothering you?" In a manner of speaking. After all, the water of life only works while one is still alive. Sanin. I could hear a growl of irritation in Hijikata's voice. That Sanin was the commander of the Fury Corps did not seem to frighten him in the least. As he smiled, Sanin's eyes became gleaming slits. Surely I don't need to spell it out for you, Hijikata. Soji's not your problem. Keep your nose out of this, clear? He isn't going to need the water of life. I'll make sure of that. I doubt he would like for things to continue as they are. The tension was so thick I swore I could see the air between them shudder. For several long minutes, the silence dragged on, till I thought I couldn't possibly stand it any longer. I was only worried about his condition. His tone managed to be somehow conciliatory without admitting defeat. Earlier I attempted to pay him a visit, but was rebuffed. Yukimura, can you go check up on him? Of course! Yes, because we love him. Also, you miss all my original, funny, witty commentary. I leapt up, happy for any excuse to leave the room and see Okita. Did Sanan want to turn Okita into a fury? A shiver ran down my back. The idea horrified me. Sanan's intentions worried me. For the moment, however, I was more concerned with why Okita was keeping to himself. I made my way out of the hall and walked toward Okita's room as fast as I could without breaking into a run. Sorry, I'm coming in. I paused for half a second before sliding the door open and stepping inside. This is cute, by the way. Okita? He'd pulled the bed covers up over his head. If he were sleeping, perhaps it would be best for me to leave him alone. I remember the first time when I read that, and it was like, he's got the bed covers pulled up over his head. It's like, ah, that's so cute. He's like, I'm soaking. Hiding under my blanket, he's soaking. Isn't that adorable? That's so cute. Anyway, I was about to leave when I spotted the untouched tray of food and reconsidered. Okita, you haven't eaten your dinner? I don't wanna. I talked to Yamazaki yesterday. I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding when he spoke. He said you barely eat at all these days. I just don't want to. Is that really a problem? He crawled out from under the blankets and gave me a cold glare. So you're telling me I should force myself to eat, even if my body doesn't want to? Or are you suggesting that a little food is all I need to get better? No, My heart felt tight in my chest. Can't you just eat a little? If you don't, you'll just die of hunger. What's with that look, Spacey? What I do shouldn't be of any of your business. Why are you so freaked out? You're a doctor's daughter. Maybe you just can't leave a sick guy alone. No, that's not it. If I was an actual doctor, I might feel that way. But I wasn't just worried for him out of a sense of duty. I don't need your pity, Spacey. He didn't seem angry, just irritated. That alone made me concerned. The Okita I was used to should have been much more frightening and aggressive. Just how ill was he? He's dying. Please eat your food, even just a few bites. Damn, you're persistent. But no, I don't want to, and I'm not going to. Toddler. Then, there's only one thing to do. Then I'll make you something you'll like. The words surprised me the moment they left my mouth. Apparently, I was more worried about him than I'd realized. Go on, ask for anything. I'll go make it. I wanted him to eat something. Anything. Even if it was just a bite or two. I really don't get you, Spacey. What? He looked away and I saw him blush. He loves us. Porridge. I'd like porridge. The kind with grated radish in it. No green onions, though, okay? Flavor it however you want, but I don't really like bitter stuff. Oh, okay. Don't make too much. I can't eat a lot right now. And I'm only going to eat it if it's delicious. So bring your A game. He's trying to be a dick, but he's being adorable. So it better be good. I'm not going to eat it. You're like, you're cute when you're sick. Poke him on the nose. Wait, ready? Boop. I'll do my best. Mostly, though, I was just happy that he was willing to eat something. I nodded vigorously. I'll bring your medicine after dinner. His face twisted with an emotion I couldn't place. Dr. Masumoto's medicine is bitter. I don't like it. I know how you feel, but you really need to take it. But the bitterness means it's good for you. Yeah. Sorry, Spacey. I know. When he looked into my eyes, his face was sad. I usually drink it, you know. I don't know what you think I'm doing, but I'm working as hard as I can to fight this thing. Okita, he hadn't been allowed to fight alongside the rest of the Shinsengumi after his illness took a turn for the worse, and that had been some time ago. Sleeping all day had likely helped his body, but it was clearly having a negative effect on his emotional state. I know I've been kind of difficult the last few days. That was just because I got kind of tired. Don't think I've given up or something. Okay. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna go make your porridge. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, make sure it's great, all right? Of course. And I believe this was the point where I was like, I feel like he'd be the one, make sure it's good or I'll kill you. And you'd be like, I'd like to see you try, weakling. Because he's wasting away and dying. So he could threaten to kill us, but he's not gonna be able to kill us. And I feel like that's the rapport we have with him. Like, you better make it good or I'll kill you. I'd like to see you try. And we skip out, and then he feels sad about himself. And we're like, hey, well, you're an asshole to us, so I'm just being one back. That's what we're doing. Oh, now I'm supposed to feel guilty? Whatever. Anyway, his words of encouragement followed me out of the room. I don't think they're encouragement, but I headed for the kitchen and set to work making his porridge. Before long, I was on my way back, porridge in hand. Of course, once I gave it to him, he complained that he didn't want it, but with a little more coaxing, he began to eat. This is cute. We're feeding it to him. Fucking child. Can't even do. He's like, feed it to me, Spacey. Oh my god. Fine. We secretly love it. How is it? I don't know. Maybe my tongue's losing it. I think it tastes good, though. And it makes me feel good. His face was still slack and gray, but he swallowed every spoonful of porridge I offered. Good. To see him finally eat was a tremendous relief. He needed food, warmth, and sleep, so we could just curl up next to him and hold him. At least, that would have been enough if he was suffering from a simple cold. But watching him eat, I felt my stomach twist with hate for the disease that was consuming him. Eventually, he finished the entire bowl. Alright, now you need to get some sleep. Wait, Spacey! If I go to sleep right after I eat, it'll give me a stomachache. Could you keep me company for a while? I mean, you're already here anyway. Sure. I was happy to stay, but what would I talk about? He spoke first. Look, about what happened tonight. Don't tell Kondo, okay? Or Hijikata, for that matter. I don't want them worrying about me over something stupid. We both knew it wasn't stupid, but I understood why he didn't want anyone to know. He wasn't afraid to die, so what was he afraid of? Okay, I promise. Good. My response appeared to set him at ease. He settled back and let out a low sigh of relief. I suspected several of the warriors had figured out for themselves that he had tuberculosis, all due to his frequent hiding. I haven't been in a fight in forever. All I do these days is sleep, huh? I'm not any good to the Shinsengumi if I can't even lift a sword. So how long are they going to let this slide? Forever? It came out louder than I'd intended. You can stay here as long as you want. They'll never kick you out. Hijikata knew about Okita's tuberculosis. We don't know for a fact that he knows, but do we? Did we? Anyway. But hadn't told him to leave. That seemed like proof enough to me that he could stay as long as he wanted. Again, that goes back to the, I'm sure people figured it out. So, Hijikata's not an idiot, so. But I'm just dead weight right now, aren't I? Can't do anything. I want to help, I want to take my sword and go fight, but I'm getting weaker every day. Okita, if I'm not going to be able to help, maybe I should just leave before they kick me out. His voice had dropped to a mumble as he looked away from me. Whatever he was staring at, it was something very far away. I don't have anywhere else to go. What am I supposed to do? When I was silent, he climbed back into his bed and pulled the covers up over his ears. There was nothing I could think of to say, so I quietly stood and left the room. No one wants him to leave. I knew there had to be a reason for him to stay. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But even so, as far as I could tell, the person the most frustrated with his lack of contribution was Okita himself. I knew that no matter what I said to him, it wouldn't take his pain away. Oh, Okita. There was no medicine that provided a sure cure for tuberculosis. On the other hand, I couldn't see someone like Okita succumbing to a mere disease. It was difficult to stay optimistic, but I had to have faith. He'll be fine, right? I wanted to believe it, because I didn't want him to leave. If only there was something more I could do. The long fade. November 1867, a whole month later. November 1867. A gust of wind stripped some of the last stubborn leaves from the trees and sent them skittering across the Kyoto street. It was cold and it bit into me through my clothes. I shivered. We technically already did this. I know we've read this scene because I remember we skipped this, so I'm gonna have to click it fast when we... Hold on. Okay. So we did do this. So this is when, okay, so they're talking about, whatever, and then, blah, 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 we have to fight Heisuke and all that stuff like that, so. So we did read, I know we read all this stuff, and then we decide to stay here. I understand. I'll stay behind. That's right. There's a chance that we may have to fight Heisuke. Would I be any of use if and when that were to happen? The more I thought about it, the more I couldn't bear to be a burden to anyone. Okay, so then we stay here, and then the demons show up, which we already know happens, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. And then we have the choice, okay, this is where things changed. And then after this, everything was slightly different. But you know what the funny thing is? Huh. Because I rambled on for like 10 minutes about stuff, we've gotten like, this was like a half an hour, like, so we're like 10 minutes. So we'll get more in this episode than we're originally going to get because, you know. Of course, Okita was still resting. In a way, it said so. What if the Furies attacked him now? The thought shook me to my core. This scene was a little long, but, and I took off for his room. And it was all different, so, I mean, we only skipped a little bit in this because those were scenes that we had seen the first time we went through this, but Okita! By the time I reached his room, Okita was already preparing for battle. His swords were strapped to his waist, and as I stepped in, he slipped me a grin. You took too long. Nobody came to get me, so I figured I'd go out on my own. Are you feeling better? Of course! I wasn't really happy about being told to stay here, but it looks like I'll get to have some fun after all. Oh, I was such a fool. For just a moment, I'd forgotten just how serious Okita's illness was. Please don't do this. The rest of the Shinsengumi has the situation under control. Please go back to bed. He glared at me with a sharp gaze. Are you serious? You really think Gen and Yamazaki stand a chance against that demon who put me through the ringer back at Ikeda? Well, if Gen is murdered by that demon, do you know how much that would mess Kondo up? But still, I'm fine. This is nothing. I can still fight. I'm not useless, you know. It's not nice to brush aside someone who's worried about you. I spun around and my eyes went wide. Kaoru? And this is where I was shocked because I was like, why is Kaoru? Like, wait, what? And now we figured out. See, remember we met Kaoru and we were like, where the hell did she go? Now we know. This was, no doubt, the person I'd met that day in the city, but her once tied-up hair was now cut short and hung just above her shoulders. The beautiful kimono she wore when we first met was long gone, replaced with the black jacket and pants that signaled her being ready for battle. In fact, she looked like... This is my true self. I apologize for lying about my sex, but I had good reason to. So you're a guy, huh? Interesting. Either Okita didn't much care, or he'd already known. In any event, he seemed unsurprised. I didn't have the same luxury. Wait, what do you mean? He gave me an oddly unsettling smile, and it's not fun now, okay? Because, like, when we first did this, spoiler alert, okay, I was sitting here and I was like, oh my god! Because we were like, and I think we said when we met her, like, maybe she's our sister, ooh, right? And then I was like, okay, so she's our brother? He's our brother? It's not as much fun when he, like, reveals that he's our fucking brother. Which he's, like, literally about to do. So, sorry, spoiler alert, but I mean, like, I did the first time, I was like, he's our brother! Ah! I'm not gonna tell you the rest of it, but... I was like, what the hell? See? Spacey actually got onto something. Like, I caught onto it, and I was like, oh, he's our brother, maybe! And then he says, and I'm like, yeah, I was right. And, like, yeah, you don't get that, because, you know, we missed the recording, and you missed my 10-minute rambling about butler cafes and how, like, the butlers in this butler cafe are, like, fucking celebrities, and it's just amazing and adorable, and, like, oh my god. And you can, like, go across the street to, like, the gift shop and buy, like, look, I can buy a little picture of my favorite butler. It's fucking crazy. Anyway. Seriously! Go to YouTube and just look up Butler Cafes Japan, and you'll find, and you'll know it when you see it. It's the Swallowtail Cafe. That's what it is. And you'll see the videos, and I swear to God, there's a couple. I watched 2 different ones, and, like, the same one butler guy, I'm like, that's the same butler guy that was in the other one. I'm like, he's so adorable. And he's seriously probably has, like, a fan club. Because I watched another video. This is, like, the short version of what I said the first time I recorded this for 10 minutes. I watched some other girl doing something. She's like, oh yeah, and she was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, he has like a fan club. It's fucking amazing. There's a reason why. He's fucking adorable. And like, I'm talking like black butler, fucking butler uniform, like with the fucking tails and everything. Because they're supposed to be like old-fashioned English butlers, and they call you princess. and they take your coat and they like role play. They basically pretend they're your butler and you're coming home to your mansion. And then you can literally like ask them and be like, what's on my schedule for today? And they make shit up and tell you your schedule. It's fucking great. I need to go so bad. It's literally made for crazy lonely people like me who sit here and play these games. So you know that I am like, okay, I'm definitely going to fucking Japan now, and I am motherfucking definitely going to one of these places. Holy shit. And I'm going to spend all my time at all of the cafes. Not gonna eat real food, just going to a million different cafes because they have cafes for fucking everything. What the fuck is in the water? It's magical. First of all, it makes you young forever, because have you seen, like, some of these? I swear to God. I get so, like, you're how old? You look younger than I do. And I don't think I look like an old hag. I look pretty young for my age. Thank you. I'm starting to feel like I look older. But like, okay, I don't look like 22 anymore. But like, I don't look 50. But I look 50 compared to some of these people who are like in their 40s. And I'm like, the fuck, bitch? Why are you so gorgeous? How the hell does that work? And also, there's literally something in the water because they're like theme cafes for everything. What haven't we done? I don't think there is anything you haven't done, Japan. You've done everything, and it is amazing, and it's fabulous, and I cannot fucking wait. This is why we're learning. Okay, we're learning Japanese so we can read Romancy Otome games that they don't localize in English. But the great side effect is that means I can go to Japan and not be a stupid American tourist who doesn't know Japanese. I have a kanji dictionary I just got it in the mail today. It's huge. Holy fucking shit. I looked at it and I'm like, I can't even understand this dictionary, let alone the fucking kanji characters. Like, God, it's gonna take me a while. I have to read like the intro, like how to read a dictionary. And I'm like, never thought I'd have to do that in my life. Because let's face it, you pick up a Webster's dictionary, you're like, okay, I look up the word and it tells me what it means. And doesn't it give you like synonyms and antonyms and stuff like that? Similar word, like, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I looked up a dictionary. But I'm just saying, it's pretty straightforward. It's like, here's the description and here's like some definitions of it and like whatever. And that's it. And this is like, you got a whole page and like, here's this word and this word and this word, but this means this. But then when you say it this way, but then when it's in with this character and then you say it differently, oh my fucking God, are you serious? That's like, that's like saying the word pancake and you're like, when you're talking about breakfast, it's pancake. But when you're saying it for dinner, it's called a waffle. But it's spelled the same thing, but it's totally different because it's at a different time of day. That's not how it works. It's a lot, man. That's all I'm saying. It's crazy. Anyway. He gave me an oddly unsettling smile. So that was the really quick version of the 10-minute spiel that I did in the beginning. I kept my true self hidden for only one reason. The same reason I've come here tonight. I'm here to save my sister. Sister? Dun dun dun. There you go. I'm talking about you, Spacey. What? True, we looked alike, but sister? No way. I realize this is rather confusing to you. Let me explain. When our family refused to help overthrow the shogunate and was destroyed, you were taken in by Kyoto, and I was taken in by the Nagumo family from the Tosa domain. We were separated. Our family? Did he say Kyoto? Not father? Maybe Kyoto intended on telling you after you grew up a little more. You're not related to Kyoto by blood. Kyoto Yukimura is not the protagonist's real father. He adopted and raised her when she was the only surviving member of the destroyed Yukimura clan. But not really. I'm not really the surviving member of the Yukimura clan because I'm not a Yukimura. He's Yukimura. I'm not. And he's not Nagumo. So what the hell's our last name? Anyway, doesn't matter. Figure that out. But also I want to point out, because this is what I said, I was like, Jesus Christ, we need to add this on the tropes for shots for tropes, because we have a brother. Woo! Long lost brother. Do a shot, guys. We get a couple more shots with him. Because I was literally like, what is this? Like the Finnish situation's like, it's like Cold Real, it's like Spacey and Finnish 2.0. Our parents died when our hometown, the Yukimura's village, was destroyed. Each word out of Kaoru's mouth hit me like a fist. Our real parents were long dead, and the man I thought to be my father was not even related to me. What other truths were really lies? See, this is so like the Spacey situation in Code Realize. Like, what? My father's not my real father! But we're a demon, not a homunculus, so it's slightly different, but still. Kyoto gestured at his face, so uncannily similar to my own. I share your face, and yet you still won't believe me? Perhaps my sword will convince you then. I know he's got a weird, like, kid voice, but it's like, I just can't. Meh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! Clutch my pearls. My Daisuren? Is it Daisuren? Yeah. Is the companion of your own Shosuren. Shosuren. Shosuren? Yeah. They were separated along with us. No! My father never said. Oh, I'm sorry, I totally forgot to read the thing. Whatever. It's fine. Wait. No. I'm sure Kodo intended on telling you eventually, along with the painful past of humanity's tyranny. As much as my mind was telling me none of this was true, I realized what he just revealed to me matched up with what Sen had told me before. So you're a demon too? If we were born to the same house, like Hyoru claimed, then he would be a demon. Kaoru Nagumo, a demon who became the successor of the Nagumo family from the Tosa domain. Kaoru is usually disguised as a girl, but is actually the protagonist's older brother. Yes, I am. You seem awfully calm, Okita. Should I be excited? None of this is really my problem. Can I ask you something, though? Seeing as you're a demon, do you just plan to use her like Kazama does? What? I looked back and forth from Okita to Kaoru, not sure what to do. Kyoru simply smiled as the room's tension snapped taut. No, that's not my intent. Can I ask you a question in return? What would you have done if I said yes? Would you have tried to stop me with that broken body? The room was silent. When Okita spoke... Brace yourselves. No, you're free to take her. I don't care what either of you are up to. His words were what I expected and feared. I know, right? Did your heart just break? Mine did. Mine broke the first. I was like, wait, what? I thought you were slowly falling in love with us. We're almost at the end here. Oh my god. You're still in denial? Like, is he still in denial, or is he, like, way harder to get than Saito? I mean, Saito was, like, a fucking hard one to get, right? I mean, like, Heisuke's like, you're mine. Like, okay, so we got a thing going on here. And, like, Saito was like, just nods, you can come with us. Oh, are you, so that means you're in love with him? Wow, okay. And he's like, whatever, I don't like her, she sucks. And you're like, I don't know if you mean that, or if you're just trying to cover. Because I don't, oh, my heart's broken. Anyway. I'll make you love me, you son of a bitch. I see. I know just how little Okita thought of me. But to hear him say it, I know, right? It still hurts. There was a part of me, a small part, that had hoped for a different answer. So didn't we all. Now, will you get out of my way? No, I will not. You can't fight anyone right now. Like hell I can't. You're awfully determined, aren't you? Very well. Here. The bottle Kyoru held out shone in the moonlight, the thick red liquid inside it licking at the sides. I recognized that liquid all too well. Very painful memories were suddenly resurrected. Where did you get that, Kyoru? Kodo gave it to me. My father gave you that? This is... It is true that I'm a demon. I've been told to cooperate with Kazama and his men because of the relationship between the Sussuma, Choshu, and Tosa. Kyoru's gaze drifted down toward the floor. But if their plan is to simply use my dear sister as some sort of demonic broodmare, I can't allow that to happen. So you want me to drink the water of life and protect her, is that it? Seems pretty selfish. I'm sorry if it seems that way, but the choice is yours. You can lie in bed cursing your illness and crying for battle, or you can drink this and become a fury. So does the captain of the Shinsengumi's 1st Division really desire to lie in his bed and die as he coughs up blood? It's like such a demonic guilt trip. And like literally demonic guilt trip because he's a demon and he's trying to make Soji a demon. Guilt trip him into being a demon. It's weird, right? No! Okita, you can't! Okita had seen the suffering of the Furies countless times. They were almost pitiable creatures who couldn't bear the sun's light, going mad at the scent of blood. If he became one of them, I would die inside. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Sorry. If you become a Fury, Okita, wouldn't that break Kondo's heart? Kondo... You have a lot of respect for Kondo, right, Okita? Please don't do anything that would hurt Kondo... You know, I read this line the first time and I laughed because it's so old-fashioned. Like, don't do anything that would hurt him so. And yet, the second time it comes up, I'm still like, Kondo... So, okay. Please don't do anything that would hurt Kondo so, Okita. Please. How fucking like 1950s is that? I know we're in the 1860s, but still, it's like 1950s. Okita bit his lip. However, Kaoru didn't stop. Ever since you started suffering from tuberculosis, I wonder how many times the chief of the Shinsengumi thought to himself, if only Soji were here. I'm sure even today, if you weren't sick, he would have ordered you to be there. I know he's our older brother, but this is like the voice I gave him. Because he was disguised as a girl, and now he's not. And it's like, and he also looks 4 feet tall and 12. Even though, legitimately, we've had this discussion that, like, obviously, like, true. She probably started out being a kid, like, maybe 13, 14, right? But at this point, she'd be 16, 17, because depending on how old she was, right? So if she was 13 or 14, it's been 3 years, she'd be 16 or 17. So he'd be the same age. He'd be 16, 17, and he looks 12. And I don't know if they made him just look short and little to, like, make Okita look older. Because there's no way, if you think about it, that she could be, like, 14 right now. So what, she ran away from home when she was 11? That's fucking ridiculous. I mean, well, left to find a friend. That's ridiculous. That's pushing it. So, you know, I could believe that, yes, maybe she was only, like, 14 when this started. You know, she was a kid, and that's why they kept calling her kid. So that makes logical sense. But why does he look 12? He looks like he's like, but he's older than us, right? So well. Please, Kaoru, don't do this. If you're really my brother and you really care for me, then why are you doing this to Okita? Just as I screamed that, before he could answer, 4 human shapes leapt through the door. There's one to the right that you can't say. I'm just guessing, because there's only 3 here, right? Furies! He reached for his sword the moment he saw their red eyes, but his body no longer obeyed him as it once had. Poor Okita. His hands fumbled on the hilt and the sword clattered to the floor. This is all I am now. Soji Okita, the captain of the Shinsengumi's 1st Division. What was Okita thinking? He's thinking that he sucks. Well, he is thinking, I suck! Even though you're like, no, you don't. Honey, you're just dying. It's okay. Was he sad at how powerless he felt? Angry? Yes and yes. In the darkness, I could only barely see his face, and his emotions were hidden from me. You know he's fucking unhappy. And suddenly he moved, snatching the bottle from Kaoru's hand. Obviously, we're supposed to stop him. Okita, no! If you drink that! He glared at the Furies, perhaps taking in the monster he was about to become. Look, and he's like, oh, Spacey, that's wonderful. Then he looked over at me, and on his face was the faint, sideways smile I'd seen so many times before. Man, you really never shut up, do you? He threw back his head, and I watched the red liquid drain from the bottle. No! Everyone we love turns into a Fury. We're gonna kill them all. Kaoru smiled. More Furies, hungry for blood, ran into the room. I froze, terrified. Blood fell like rain. Blood drawn by a white-haired monster who had left his humanity behind. Grah! Okay. Screaming. You figured that out. Like, this was Okita the Fury. Okita the Beast. In exchange for the strength to lift his sword once again, he had traded away his soul. Soji Okita. He became a Fury after drinking the water of life given to him by Kaoru Nagumo. Man, he only swiped his sword 3 times and got 4 blood spatters. That's fucking amazing. His snow-white hair fluttered like a blizzard as he swung his sword at the Furies. The carnage lasted only seconds, though it seemed longer. All that remained of the Furies were bleeding corpses. Pretty. Fresh blood dripped from his pure white hair, the proof of the curse. Happy now, Kaoru Nagumo? Yes, I am. You were splendid, Soji Okita. There are no words to express my gratitude. He clapped once and then a cruel smile split his face. For falling into my trap. Good. Even with the water of life, the battle had weakened him. I caught Okita just before he hit the floor. Okita, are you okay? Why did... His hair was back to its normal color. It hid only temporarily his true nature, but having even a piece of the old Okita back was a relief. Was I a fool for feeling that way? A little bit, because he didn't love you. He technically does, but... This is why we should start on low romance and build it up and get the points so that we could go in now and be like, how romancy are we with him right now? Anyway, Spacey, you asked why I, your brother, would offer the water of life to your dear Okita. What? I didn't understand. What was he saying? That he's a motherfucking psycho. Kaoru smiled again. You don't get it, do you? I gave him the water of life precisely because you care for him. What? I glared furiously at this boy who claimed to be my brother. Who's older than you? Boy? What's so funny? He only smiled wider. Oh, I'm not smiling because it's funny. I'm just happy. I'm happy I got to make my sister suffer. Unlike me, my sister was loved by everyone. I'm happy to see you suffer. So he finished 2.0, just in case you haven't caught on to that yet. So when he first showed up and he was like on their side, I was like, what is he like, finished 2.0? And then he's like, oh, my beloved sister. And I was like, oh, okay, he's nice. And then this happened and I was like, no, he finished 2.0. Sister? Everyone loved you, sister. So, not only do we have a missing brother that we didn't know about, shots for the missing brother, we have to do shots for the psycho brother, who is crazy and hates us because everybody loved us. It gets better. His voice had changed. There was a manic edge to it now, and the more he talked, the more his grotesque grin twisted his face. In his eyes, I saw more madness than in those of a fury. The Nagumo family had hoped for a female demon who could bear them children. They were disappointed to discover they'd ended up with a male twin. So, okay, twin brother. Woo! Also, I find this funny. So we had a little ramble about this. This is hilarious. Boo-hoo! You're a boy and they wanted a girl! Welcome to the world of being a woman for, like, fucking eternity. Sex is a stupid girl. Yeah, boo-hoo, I feel so bad for you. No, I don't. Suck it up, Buttercup. This is what chicks have to deal with. Every woman in the world now is like, are you fucking kidding? Really? Ooh, boo-hoo. Talk about all of fucking eternity that women have had to deal with. This same bullshit. I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you. Not at all! But I did find this funny. I'm like, I do find it funny that they put this in there like, oh, I was born with the wrong genitals. I'm a boy and they wanted a girl and life is so rough for me. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. It's kind of nice though, right? You're like, ha-ha! So like maybe there's someone who goes, oh, I understand now. Like, someone was like, I'm going to write this in because like, and all the ladies that are playing are going to be like, it's about fucking time! That a man had to know what it felt like to suffer. Oh, it hurts to be a man, doesn't it? Like, I didn't think there was going to be anybody like me, like, oh, boo-hoo. But also, you're a psycho, and you just tried to kill Okita, like, so I don't feel bad for you. Doesn't really matter. Even if you were physically abused and they beat you and mutilated you, I don't feel bad for you. Suck it up. I'm not saying that you should. I mean, you're going to have some trauma and you should go to therapy, but that doesn't give you the right to go kill Okita, man. Or turn him into a fury and, like, try to kill me. I mean, that's just fucking A. Crazy. We always have a crazy brother, so the crazy psycho brother... I mean, we already took a shot for that, but, you know, do another one. I suppose I can't blame them for what they did. I simply wasn't equipped to produce children, no matter what they did to me. I was worthless. Were they trying to make you a girl? Because I feel like that's some kind of... That is weird experimentation now. It was like... They kind of just processed in my head now the second time around. I'm like, well, that is... scary. Anyway. How many times was he told how worthless he was? When he spoke, the word had the sound of one he'd heard so many times that it was simply part of him. Still no excuse for what you're doing. Of course, anyone who told me that has long since been, dispatched. Crazy. Woohoo. Cuckoo. I wasn't such a fool that I couldn't guess what that meant. To speak of murder so easily. Ugh. I have the same blood and the same face as my sister. But because I have the wrong equipment, I was treated like trash. Less than trash. Whose fault do you think that is? Men. It's men's fault because that's exactly how women are treated. Shut up. Stop it. You shut up. I love it. It's so great. I love the reversism in this. Like, yeah! Now can I get a reverse harem where I can keep all these men? Because, like, it's amazing. I don't know why we have to call it a reverse harem. Can we just call it a man harem? I like the man harem. Sounds better. It's my harem of men's. Yay! It's about time. Woo! When women rule the world. We're going to take everything that ever happened to women in history and we're going to do it to the men and they're going to whine and cry and we're going to be like, do you get it now? Shut up and go back to the corner, okay? It's not your day. I'm taking the guy over there because it's my man harem. I'm kidding. That would be so fucking wrong. Oh, women wouldn't do that. We're too nice. Ah. But in Otome games, yes, we would do that. Because they would all be happy. They would be happy. We would treat them good. We would cuddle them and brush their hair and take care of them when they are sick and make them porridge, right? That's what we're doing. That's all this is. Oh, Spacey's crazy. We have fun with this. Anyway, I'm not really that crazy. It's just I like being crazy when we play these games. It's fun. I looked at that hideous smile twisting the flesh of his face, my face, and shivered. But it's creepy because now that's your face and you're like, oh, but why do we look 6? He's looking younger and younger every time. It's like creeping me out a little bit. There's a chance that I could look like that. I didn't want to believe it. I couldn't help but touch my face to make sure. Does it bother you to see this face smile like this? I know how you feel, sister. Whenever I saw you happy, it made me so angry. With that last word, he lunged for my neck, hands outstretched. Hello, Saito. Saito. Yeah. Okita, save me. Saito could save me too. Whatever, I don't care. Somebody save me. Gah! Fingers like iron closed around my throat. I'd like to see that face again. The one you made when Okita the human died and Okita the monster was born. Sadly, I don't think that's possible, but oh, it was delectable. Far better than I'd imagined. I'm glad I chose someone you really cared for, and now you're just admitting to Okita that I love him. Oh my god. Could you shut up, because I don't think he's figured it out. You... Did he trick Okita just to see me suffer? You... And here's Okita not giving a fuck. He's laying... I mean, he's passed out, but it's like, he's laying on the floor like, hello? Save me? The fuck? I tried to save you. Least you could do. Oh, does it hurt? Are you frightened of me? But this is only the beginning, dear sister. And the fact that they don't call us by our name, they call us dear sister. Sister. Sister dear. 5 shots for the Finis flashback. He let go of my neck. I fell to the floor, my chest burning. Raw, hacking coughs tore their way out of my throat. As Kaoru faded into the shadows, I saw a last gentle smile, and then his laughter filled the night. Spacey, Yukimura, your brother will always be dreaming of your misery. Tears began to pour from my eyes. There was a man, my brother, who hated me so passionately that he would destroy another man for no other reason than to hurt me. Oh, Okita. My hands tightened around him. Okita didn't care about me one way or the other, but because I cared for him, he'd been thrown into hell. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That would suck. I mean, like, obviously we know he's going to fall in love with us and he's probably already in love with us and just in denial, right? Like, doesn't want to admit it. But wouldn't that suck? Like, he hates you. He's like, oh my God, you're such a pain in the fucking ass. I would love to stab you, but I can't. And he's like, oh, what? Because you have feelings for me and I fucking hate you. Now my life sucks? Oh my God, I'm going to fuck. He would literally stab us. We'd be dead. So it's a good thing that he secretly loves us and just doesn't know it yet. Anyway. The attack on the watch, as well as the assassination of Ito, later became known collectively as the Aburano Koji incident. An unexpected turn from both the demons and the Sasuma from their trap laying resulted in a number of casualties for the Shinsengumi and the watch, including Heisuke's fatal wound. In order for Heisuke to live, he had no choice but to drink the water of life. We already read this, but there's only a few of these that we skip, and then we get into something we haven't read, so I'm just going to read through it like normal. While this was all going on, Chikage Kazama took the time to strike at the heart of our compounds. The Fury Corps were called to our aid at the last second, And then Okita, too, was brought down the path of becoming a Fury. See, like those three, and then now we're in something different. So not only was Sanan a Fury, but now Heisuke and Okita were as well. The serum brought to the Shinsengumi by my father was now slowly eating all of them away. Yeah, because every time we love someone, they become a Fury. We haven't even loved Sanan yet, and he's already a Fury, like he just jumped the gun. My heart began sinking from the weight of all this. I mean, at least no one's dead. I mean, like, some of the side characters. Poor Inoue dies in some of the paths. Probably in this one too when we get to chapter 5, but, you know. But none of our main romanceable guys have died. December 1867. Scarcely a month has passed since Aburano Koji. Saito and Heisuke had returned, but the Shinsengumi was hardly back to normal. I think we skipped some of this, but a dark, tense atmosphere pervaded the compound. Many men had lost their lives in Kazama's attacks. Even more had been injured during the attack at Aburano Koji. Among them was Heisuke. Several of the rank-and-file soldiers had seen him mortally wounded. He had looked as if he would not survive. For that reason, Heisuke was declared officially dead and made a member of the Fury Corps. Saito hadn't been wounded, but many among the common soldiers began to call him a coward. To them, he had left the Shinsengumi to join Ito, then betrayed his new master when he sensed a change in fortunes. I saw no reason why he shouldn't set them straight and say that he had never truly left the Shinsengumi, but he claimed he would rather stay silent than tarnish the honor of the commander-in-chief who had ordered his actions. As such, it was decided that Saito would leave the compound until tempers had been allowed to cool. He was sent to stay at Tenma in order to protect Kyotaro Miura, an official of the Kishu domain. Okay, so this is like where it changed. It was nighttime. As I passed the entrance, I saw Okita. Okita sat alone, gazing up at the sky. What was he thinking, I wondered? Okay, so I was sort of in this part when I looked over and realized, like, fuck, it's not recording. So there's a couple of conversations with him that I know, and then we're in new territory. So there you go. I thought about calling out to him, but hesitated. What are you doing, Spacey? Just get over here already. Okay. I walked over and sat down quietly next to him. In the light of the stars, his face looked pale. Whether it was a trick of the light or a pallor of the skin, I couldn't tell. How are you feeling? You mean my sickness? Or about becoming a Fury now? No, sorry. Didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. It's been a little rough during the day, but my body seems to be healing up pretty good. And they tell me if I get some rest, I shouldn't have any problems swinging around a sword like I used to. Something in his voice suggested he was trying to convince himself as much as he was trying to convince me. Why don't we go back inside? It's winter now, though. Sitting outside at night stargazing can't be good for your health. No, I can handle this easy. It's not that cold. Being in bed all the time is depressing. Seems worse for my body, too. Well, that might be true, but Kyoto winters aren't anything to scoff at. Yeah, I know. I remember everyone complaining when we first moved here. Still, the cold's not something I've ever minded. I suppose it's kind of bracing. Yeah. It's been getting colder, though. I think it might snow. Yeah. I opened my mouth, then shut it again. I'd run out of things to say. Okita was quiet as well. His eyes were trained at the sky, and he was perfectly still, like a statue carved from ice. Hey. Yes? I chose this myself. Pretty stupid of you to blame yourself. This is new territory. I think I was like, the statue carved from ice, and then I was like, talking. Fuck. This is new. Huh? What do you mean? Momentarily distracted by his grin, I didn't immediately catch what he meant. You blame yourself, right? For me drinking the serum? No. Don't give me that. You couldn't lie to a baby, so stop trying to pull one over on me. You don't need to worry about it, okay? This was my decision, and I don't regret it. I felt like I should speak, but I didn't know what to say. We sat there in silence for a few more minutes, and then he turned to me again. You shouldn't get involved with a guy like me. That came out of nowhere. My mind went blank. I didn't know how to respond. Oh my god. He's like, you shouldn't get involved with me. You heard my brother saying that he gave you this thing because I cared about you, and now we're going to have this awkward conversation. It's okay, I know you hate me. Just pretend this didn't happen. He's over there like, but I secretly love you. And I've been pushing you away because you shouldn't be involved with a guy like me. I'm trouble. Oh, stop. I'm an adult. I can make my own decision. Well, I might not be an adult. I don't know. But I can make my own decisions. Is he joking as always? I looked back at him, but I couldn't read the truth from his expression. I said, why? No. No. I returned his gaze, forcing myself to look just as solemn as he did. What are we actually saying no to, though? Like, hold on a second. You shouldn't get involved with a guy like me, and I say no. Like, no. He's like, what? You don't get to tell me that. I do what I want. Stares at him. Like, I mean... Sorry, what did you say? I said no. Man, what kind of woman are you? Won't even cut an individual any slack. Hey, you can't just act like you're sick when you want something. That's not fair. Oh, an invalid. An invalid. Okay, I was like, that didn't make any sense. An individual. Because Spacey can't read. I saw in and then just, okay. Yeah. I really am sick, though. Well, I'm not just sick. I'm dead. Nothing alive in here anymore. His words cut into my heart just as deeply as any sword. No, don't say that. How can you be dead? You're here with me talking and moving around. A corpse can't do that. True. Whatever's doing this talking and moving, it's not human. No, that's not true. I'd be like, neither am I. So, I mean, I don't know what you see, but I drank that stuff. I felt it. I know what I am now. I've stopped coughing, too. Well, I guess it heals more than wounds, huh? It's not like there isn't a price to pay, though. Trying to do anything during the day is... well, it's rough. I drank the serum thinking that it'd help my condition, and I'd hoped that I could be useful to Kondo again, you know? But if I can't even walk around during daytime or go on rounds, kill any bastards for Kondo, what good am I to anyone? Just useless. Until this point, I'd never seen Okita open up so much, let alone show any signs of vulnerability to me. Was it really so important for him to be in Kondo's service? I guess I understand where he's coming from, but don't they need people to do night rounds? Okay, here's my thought process, right? So just bear with me here. So guys go on rounds during the day, blah, 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 keep Kyoto safe. But I'm just thinking, if I'm somebody who wants to get all murdery or stabby or steely or, just be bad, I'd be doing that at night. I'm going to sneak in, break into places. So we probably need people to go on night rounds, and that's where you can come in. Be useful. Woohoo! I'm just saying. Plus, most people are like, nighttime's time for sleeping. That's the perfect time to go out there and stab the enemy. I mean, all's fair in war, right? Not really, but, Then I don't think you had laws like, okay, well, wait, rules of engagement. I don't think that existed at the time. It's pretty much just fucking kill or be killed, right? So, go be all stabby in the dark, is all I'm saying. I guess I understand where he's coming from, but I don't think Kondo wants you around just because he wants you to do things for him. Okita shot me a bitter glance that was something usually reserved for his enemies. Smack him. Psh, don't look at me like that, young man. I'm a fucking demon too, so if you're not human, neither am I. Wait, okay, fine, neither one of us is human, but shut the fuck up and stop complaining. I have a psycho brother. And I got a demon that's trying to just use me as a fucking mating tool. Okay, suck up your problems. Look, we all got it rough, okay? Just saying, learn how to deal. You can have a pity party once in a while, but you gotta stop. You keep having the same one. Can't keep throwing the same pity party. Find something new. Would you mind not trying to speak for Kondo? You've only known us for 4 years. What do you know? 4 years, bitch. I had a feeling he was going to say that. It's like, you've only known us for 4 days. It's been 4 fucking years. 12 years of it in Azkaban. Like, yes, it's true that I've only spent time with everyone here for only 4 years. Only. Then again, it's not like you're capable of knowing exactly how Kondo truly feels. So you think you are, then? I can't say I know for certain. But in the least, the Kondo I know, if you're alive or even if you were dead, or something else, I'm sure he would think you're who you are, Okita. You are who you are, Okita. I get we were trying to be inspirational, but that came out weird. He would say that, more than anything else, he's happy to see you alive and healthy. Okita seemed taken aback to hear me suggest such a thing. But eventually, do you really think he thinks that? Do you think Kondo would still need me, even if I can't hold a sword anymore? Yes, of course. And you can, so shut up. I feel that way about you, and I've only been here for 4 years. For someone like Kondo who's known you far longer than that, I'm sure he'd feel even more strongly about it than that. What do you think the Kondo in your heart would think, Okita? Okita looked up again at the sky as if reflecting upon every moment through the years of their relationship. Aw. You're right. He's a good man. I'm sure even if I wasn't able to fight anymore, he wouldn't turn his back on me. His expression seemed to brighten, even if just a little, and it relieved me to see him cheer up, no matter how small of a change it was. You have to take care of Kondo. I'm sure Kondo understands that you made that choice because you had to. But still, knowing that you drank the water of life, it must still sadden him. Yeah, I know. This conversation with Okita made me realize I was never human. But if I were to pretend that I was, and had made decisions in my life to reflect this, would there still be people who'd accept me for who I am? What's the matter, Spacey? No, it's nothing. It doesn't look like nothing. Why don't you tell me? I kind of suck at cheering people up, but at least I can lend you an ear. Okita was being as curt as he always was, but I felt like the first time he showed me that he must really care for me. Oh, guys. This is so romantic. Maybe, just maybe, it was his way of paying me back for earlier. Keeping this in mind, I decided that this was a good opportunity to tell him what was going through my mind. I'm just jealous of you, Okita, that you have someone like Kondo by your side. In that moment, I recalled Kaoru's hateful eyes, the intensity of his grudge held against me. It turned out that I'm not a normal human. Knowing my brother, my blood felt as he did. As the bitter memories rushed back, I felt a wave of melancholy and unconsciously bit my lips. Oh yeah, totally forgot that. I hadn't even thought about the fact that you were human, or that you were a demon, really. As he said that, I felt the tension in my heart ever so slightly. Okita didn't seem to care that I wasn't human. Well, he's not either anymore, so he got no room to complain. Eventually, his eyes squinted as they darted up to watch the clouds from above before he spoke. Besides, you mentioned your brother or whatever, but at the end of the day, family is just a bunch of strangers that happen to be related to you by blood. They aren't people that you choose. They just happen to be there when you were born, you know? I don't think there's anything for you to worry about. What? I didn't expect those words, and I was speechless. Family is just a bunch of strangers that happen to be related to you by blood. They aren't people I chose, so don't worry. I'd never heard it explained like that. Such words of comfort were rare for him, and the confusion with which I'd been burdened over the last few days began to feel much lighter. Thank you. Warmth was welling up from the bottom of my heart. If any other person had said these words to me, I don't think I would feel the same way I do now. Hey, Okita, do you think we could be close enough to talk again like this someday? Man, what am I gonna do with you? You're a real weirdo, you know that? Alright then, do what you want. I don't mind talking to you either. Yes, I think I will. Somehow my chin had acquired something of an arrogant tilt under the cold winter sky. How adorable. Oh! Are we going to chapter 5? No, not yet. I think we're gonna have to skip through some of them. Yeah, we're gonna skip those. Oh! Only the heads of the Shinsengumi know the whole story. The activities of the demons and Okita and Heisuke's transformation into furies. Okay, so like literally a sentence. Oh, and this is when he comes and he tries to get stabby with us? Sonnen. He's kind of sexy when he's angry, though. Can't deny it. I'll stay here. Nothing. I'm sorry for stopping you. Huh? Did you lose your train of thought? Whatever then. I'm gonna head back to my room. Okay. We stay here so we can be with Okita. I watched his back disappear through the door, leaving me alone in my room again. As much as I wanted to be helpful for everyone, if I recklessly walk about the compounds and things like earlier happened, it wouldn't be good. Maybe it's just better I don't do anything. so we can have a scene with Okita. Yay. Okay, so I'm actually going to wrap this part up here. So that's our last choice. We have a little bit left to go in this chapter, and then we get into our ending. So I'm thinking the next part will probably be the last part. Because we'll get our good ending, our bad ending, and our unrequited love ending. But obviously we're gonna do the bad ending, unrequited love ending, and then we'll do our good ending. So, Did we? What have we been doing in these? Have we been doing the good ending and then we go do the other endings? I think that's what we've been doing, right? Oh my god, I can't remember between games. Like, wait, what order do we do the endings? I think in this one we do the good ending and then we go through and back and do the bad endings, which sucks, but then we stare at our CGs and we remember the good ending and it's okay. But anyway, yeah, I have a feeling maybe, I don't know, because chapter 5 could be long. We'll see. But I'm gonna wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.